The nation paused today. We remembered them in silence and with words at places of worship, at home, and at work. President Reagan telephoned the families to offer sympathy. On Friday, the President and Mrs. Reagan will travel to Houston for memorial services at the Johnson Space Center. Tonight, NBC's Tom Pettit observes the sorrow of a nation.
America wore its heart and its flag at half-staff today. This is Cleveland, Ohio. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, the Hawaii State Legislature. The high school in Auburn, Washington, where Commander Dick Scobie graduated. A moment of silence. Denver, Colorado marked a minute of silence promoted by a radio station. Los Angeles relighted the 1984 torch of the Olympics. New York turned off the colored spotlights atop the Empire State Building. And New Yorkers talked with compassion.
Still very depressed, shocked.
People risk their lives for the future of the United States. Made me feel terrible.
It's like when Kennedy died and Martin Luther King died, you always feel inside like part of you is going too.
The U.S. Air Force Academy Chapel in Colorado. Young cadets who aspire to their own careers in flight today were subdued. And in Florida at the Cape, even today there was hurt.
No, there's no hope to find any survivors, but just wish there was still some hope.
But there is no hope. None. Tom Pettit, NBC News, New York.
And of course, the dream of Krista McAuliffe became the dream of Concord, New Hampshire, a teacher in space. Today, children and grown-ups alike try to deal with McAuliffe's death. A letter from President Reagan is being sent to the students at her high school. It will be read tomorrow at Assembly. NBC's Fred Briggs reports tonight on how Concord is dealing with its loss.
Concord on a bitterly cold morning, where parochial school children, like so many who have seen the Challenger explode time after time on television, wonder about death, need an explanation for it.
And sometimes we wonder, why did God let this happen? Why did God make this happen? God didn't make it happen.
It isn't just children sharing this collective vacuum, this uncertainty.
And I don't need sophisticated explanations. I just wanted to hear with the children what they were, how they were explaining it to them, because I need to understand too.
The high school will reopen tomorrow on a reduced schedule because the teachers, Krista McAuliffe's co-workers, needed to collect themselves today.
And I think that any time that any of us have something that we love, that we cherish, and it's been taken away, that there is at least temporary anger.
McAuliffe students don't think she would want them to mourn her deeply.
I don't think it should stop anything. She seems like the person that wouldn't want everything to stop just because that happened to her.
Last night, 18 third-grade students, members of McAuliffe's son's class, returned from Cape Canaveral. They had all seen what happened, had been told gently in stages of what it meant by parents who were there as chaperones.
Initially, the children were very sad and were crying, and it took a little while for them to start asking questions.
The adults are asking questions, not of NASA, not of the government as yet, just of each other. Fred Briggs, NBC News, Concord, New Hampshire.